are a miracle and you have access to miracles, then continue to write on your list all the different successes in your life. You know when you've had money just come to you, a gift, a boon, a raise. Sometimes it just shows to you. Very, very few people on this planet have not had a gift come to them at one point or other in their life. Put those down as assets. I have received. I know I have the ability to receive. Because remember, this is not the physical asset of the gift. This is you allowing. If I allowed it there, I can allow it here. And you keep doing that. And then put on your list, I work with Saint Germain. And you just keep going on your asset list. And then you're going to have a different shift of focus, especially if you do your work to release. After that, it is easy. Try easy. And you will receive.
Welcome to Becoming Awesome with Peter D., channeling Saint Germain.
Hey, you beautiful souls. I just spent the morning in the hot tub speaking with Saint Germain about how abundance is available and ready to be received if you'll only allow it. So let's dive into the message he would like to give. Before we do, please like and subscribe. It's so important. If you don't subscribe, YouTube's just going to bury these videos, and I'm really hoping you'll just click that little button there. All right, let's begin. Dearest souls, oh yes, you are interested in abundance, and we, Saint Germain speaking here, want to give it to you. Can you, for this moment, can you just connect and feel to the energy coming through this video or all around you? And know that that is the frequency of abundance. You may not have it physically in your dollars and cents or in your bank account yet, but this is the frequency. And if you hold the frequency of abundance, you will become the frequency of abundance. It is our greatest joy to connect with you in this way. So let us explain what it is that keeps you from receiving it all. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you can give a gift to one of your friends and they'll discard it? You've got great use out of it. It really helped you a lot, but they just don't see any value in it. So it sits there idle. Now that analogy is how it is with abundance. Spirit is showering you with abundance at this moment. And you may not experience that. You may be experiencing poverty. But it's like having an umbrella up. And so the rain of abundance is not coming down on you, it's falling around you. And you will see it elsewhere instead of coming to you. So the game is to let go of the umbrella, to close it, and so this can come to you and you receive it. Now, how do you do this? Well, many of you are so practiced at listing all your faults. Some of you can even be accountants and put up a balance sheet and say, red, 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 debt, 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 oh. And you're very aware of that. Can you do a full balance sheet that lists your assets? And as you understand you have these assets, then you can practice using them. So what do we speak about when we say the assets that you have? Well, this analogy was so frustrating when Peter first encountered it, but it is so true. You are in a treasure room, but the lights are turned off, so you just kind of grope around and maybe you'll pick up a coin here or there. But when the lights come on, you see, oh my gosh, I am filled and showered with abundance. This is my treasure room. I live here. This is what we speak of with your assets. And we are talking about spiritual assets. First and foremost, you would not be listening to this video if you did not have a connection to spirit in a big way and are willing to receive from myself, Saint Germain, or any of the beautiful divine entities that you work with that love you. You have that asset. The game for you will be coming when you can go to your balance sheets and make your assets tip the scale so you suddenly have more than you perceive yourself as less. Now, what do we mean by this? This is quite esoteric because in your 3D reality, you're running around, rent's due. You only got so much money in your pocket, and this and that. You have these weights on you. Those are your debts. And you, in 3D, know that and allow that to be your reality. And you focus on it. Focus on it. You don't shift to, oh, look, I've got money in the bank. Now, your brain does not know the difference between imagination and reality. If you imagine something fully, especially if you can do it without letting your doubt creep in and tell you, no, that's not yours, you can't have that. If you imagine something fully, you'll get the same chemical cascades released in your body. You'll get the same emotional response released in your body as if you really have it. So start by playing the simple imagination game. I am a wealthy person. And that will then become one of your big assets that you can put on your list and start to gain more and more. Now, when you make a list, and we do recommend you make a balance sheet, but not physical debts and physical assets. We ask you to make a balance sheet of spiritual debts and spiritual assets. Now, you don't know anything. The word debt is an incomplete and poor word, but there's really no other in this analogy that we can get this across to you with. So we're going to use the word debt, but please know you do not owe anything because you're magnificent the way you are. So when you make your list, it is not so much, oh, I don't have money. It is actually the belief behind it, that umbrella you put up as to why you will not allow money to come. So you just start where you're at. And if you're experiencing fear of, oh, I can't have this, I'm poor, then you put that on your list, but you don't put that as your list as your spiritual deficit. You put that as your access point to see, well, what is it inside me that keeps me from allowing this in? That's your deficit. That's your unconscious belief that's repelling wealth away from you. Early in his life, Peter had to struggle with abundance. Now, he was lucky, so he always ended up having things like he needed. He got scholarships to go to school because he was smart. So he never translated that he was wealthy with intelligence. And he kept that different and separate from being wealthy with money, even though he went to school for free. Right? It was given to him, but just not in the form he thought. So that was one of his first beliefs, was what was abundance? What is wealth? And you have to look at that. He then came across a beautiful teacher. We believe the name is Joe Vital. And he taught Peter the lesson to try easy. This is a boggling lesson to get there. What you try easy, you just allow things to come to you. And if you practice any of the Abraham Hicks work, you know that then you just go into gratitude. Yay, thank you, more please. Or you push their button. That was easy. But it struck him, and it was hard for him to understand because he was so compacted in his world, that there's hundreds of thousands and millions of people who are quite wealthy and quite abundant, however you choose to define it. whether it's monetarily, spiritually, love, living in beautiful places. Lots of people have that. He could not wrap his consciousness around that other people have this. Why did he not? Because he was always in the hurt and the lack. And so that was his deficit. So you can put that on your list. Oh, I don't believe I deserve. And that's at the root of it. If you go behind your list, one of the things he did when he got sober was make a list of everything he was afraid of. And then wrote down, why am I afraid of that? Then wrote down, why am I afraid of that? Then wrote down, why am I afraid of that? And kept going until there was no more whys. And it was always, I don't deserve, I'm not lovable. Something's wrong with me. I don't deserve, I'm not lovable. Those are your spiritual deficits, those deep-seated core programs that are within you. And if you can identify those by using the reality that you live in, the access point of, oh, I can't pay my rent right now. I don't have enough to fill up my gas tank. That's when you keep going deeper into that list. Now, many, many people hate hearing about this. It's like, what? I got to do work to be wealthy? Well, it's no more work than you're already doing to be poor. But yes, you have to do it because you need to change from where you are to where you're going. You're living in a mansion, but the lights are off and so you don't see it. And then in that little space that you do understand, how do you treat that? Look around you right now and see what your physical reality is. Is it messy? Are things strewn around? Is dirt collecting? Because as within, so without. So if you're living with external chaos, filth, mess, what do you think you're doing on the inside? That's the representation of your mansion. So this may not sound like anything to you, but when Peter first encountered this idea that you can receive money by just cleaning up your house, he did not understand. He thought it was a metaphor. But he cleaned his desk. It was a big, nasty desk. He had a housekeeper for everything else, but where he did his work, he kept it messy, and it was just piles of stuff. So he goes through all the stuff, and he found that there was a contract he had that he had already completed that was for $17,000. And he had gotten an email from these people saying, oh, sorry, we're just going to cancel all this stuff. But he had already completed the contract, and it was signed in his hand. And he's like, this was just buried under there. I already completed. I was just going to let this money walk out the door. So he goes to them and say, oh, by the way, here's the contract. Please give us the $17,000. And of course they had to. He literally found $17,000 cleaning his desk. You may or may not get such a dramatic find when you clean your space around you, but this is how it starts. Your outsides reflect what is in you, and it then becomes what you allow yourself to receive. And if you keep playing that list, well, why this? Why? You know, you love asking the why. Why am I poor? Why is the world against me? No. Turn it within. Do your reflection. Why do I believe this? And you're always going to get down to a certain set of feelings. Now, this is what is happening in this next phase of evolution for your planet. You are going from the awareness that all the spiritual bounty is available to you to the physical practice of it, the receiving of it. And that means you have to physically allow yourself to receive it, change your vibration in your body. So for years, decades, many beautiful teachings have been out there. You know, connect, receive. And many of you are frustrated. I'm not connecting. I'm not receiving. Why? Right? Because it's not enough to just be mentally aware of it. Once you have that, this is 3D you are in and are trying to leave. So you must 3D physically change what that awareness is. If it was all a mental game, you would have it by now. You'd all be super wealthy by now. So you must go in and experience it. And always remember, we were speaking earlier of it usually comes down to I don't deserve, I'm not loved, I'm not lovable. Go into those fears. Well, what if this was true and everybody saw that I was just this lousy person, that nobody would love me and I'd be alone? Go into your fears and then release them. And that must be done physically because you hold them physically in your body. This is why we are so excited to be working with the channel Peter, because he has understood this and it works it and presented many beautiful programs, which we hope you will look at. He has processes guiding you to go through each of these things you identify. And know for a fact that if you choose to embark on any of those, we will be there. Invoke Saint Germain. We will be there for you. And not just Saint Germain, I, but the we. And when I say the we, I mean your entire spirit team, God Source, all your angels, and much more. We will be there for you and help you. But you must do it because it's like the umbrella. You're getting showered, but it cannot come in because you push it off because you've built a mental set. And you think that's normal because those who have controlled things in society have figured this out and have created so many messages. Oh, you're so rolling life, so poor, you're not trying hard. These other people that we put on the media, these beautiful stars that are wealthy and all the shows about that, that's because they're special, which you're not. No. You are special. You just need to stop letting that programming come into you and then see the programming you already hold. Some of you for lifetimes, generations, planetary wide. That's why this is such a big lift. But you indeed have this. So we ask you to make that balance sheet and use all the examples of when something happens outside you externally around finances as an access point to go in and see what are the deficits, i.e., what are the thoughts, beliefs, core held in me, and the emotional component of those, which is always unloved, hurt, sad, fear, angry. It's always that. So then you have to be hurt, sad, fearful, and angry appropriately. And there's guides to help you. Then you put in the new belief. So now let's get to the asset side of your balance sheet. First of all, the number one asset is you're amazing. You're a fractal of God. The number two is you live on the most miraculous plane of existence. It's a physicality of existence. You breathe. You have 100 trillion cells that are alive composing you, and you're not even aware half the time that I am a consciousness housed by many consciousnesses that have agreed to support me. That's the kind of support you got. 100 trillion consciousness saying, yes, you. You breathe. You wake up and sometimes you see beautiful things. Birch chirp. There's a glint on the leaves on a tree. Little small things. Peter found this once when he was hitchhiking and he used to magically stick his thumb out and instantly get rides. And then one day he didn't. Spent 3 hours under an underpass. No rides. He wondered what was going on. And then he noticed it was kind of dirty and smelly and filthy under that underpass. And then he noticed there was a little oil slick. And in that oil slick, there was a slight rainbow of color. And next to it was a very, very tiny flower that was blooming. And he looked and he goes, oh, that's kind of cool. Instantly, ride showed up. It was that kind of shift that allowed it to come to him. So, that's the next big thing on your list. You are a miracle. And you have access to miracles. Then continue to write on your list all the different successes in your life. You know when you've had money just come to you, a gift, a boon, a raise. Sometimes it just shows to you. Very, very few people on this planet have not had a gift come to them at one point or other in their life. Put those down as assets. I have received. I know I have the ability to receive. Because remember, this is not the physical asset of the gift. This is you allowing. If I allowed it there, I can allow it here. And you keep doing that. And then put on your list, I work with Saint Germain. And you just keep going on your asset list. And then you're going to have a different shift of focus, especially if you do your work to release. After that, it is easy. Try easy, and you will receive. Now, we would like to give you a gift. We are going to close our portion of this video with a transmission, and we would like you to just receive this energy. When we are done, Peter will come back and give instruction on what to do with the energy that you've just received, because this will be an ongoing gift for you. And remember, it's not a one and done. You have the magic of recording. This video is going to be around for a while. Swim in this energy as much as you choose. Put that on your asset list, your balance sheet, and keep focusing on that. Anything you focus on expands. So go past the physical deficits. See what's underneath there intellectually, spiritually, emotionally. Then start to look at your physical assets. Use that, particularly the doing your part, to clear and release. And then you get more assets. It's simple. You have that. It is yours. Let us give you this transmission now. There's nothing you need to do except receive it. If you have connection to Source, what you do, please invoke that now. Yes, bring in all your team, all your angels, your guides. And don't just stop there. Gaia, yes, this is an earthly thing. Let her celebrate with you. Bring her in. Bring in your ancestors and any beings of high frequency and service to love and light that you connect to. And even if you don't know you do, just put an open call out. All beings of high frequency and service to love and light, please be with me now to help me receive this transmission and become wealthy. Now, close your eyes. Imagine a column of gold and white light coming down from the sacred central sun. Feel that tingling on your scalp. Feel that entering into you. Breathe it all the way down to your heart. Feel it go through. Know that you're being rewired and reprogrammed as it happens. Know that you're being given the gifts, those spiritual assets to receive more and more abundance. Let that come into you. Breathe it in. Let your heart light up. Yes. Yes. Now exhale it to your entire body. Everywhere there was doubt, everywhere where you had any contraction in your body. Breathe it in, fill up. Let your heart glow. Let it go to your whole body. Yes. Now, we will stop speaking and just move to the energetics of this. You allow it to keep coming to you. Hey gang, this is Peter D. I'm back now. Before you do anything else, please follow this set of instructions. Pick a hand, it doesn't matter which hand, okay? And then touch any two fingers together on that hand. Do that now, please. Notice how you feel. Yeah, good. Pull the fingers apart, touch them together. Notice how you feel. Good. Pull your fingers apart, touch them together. Now tell yourself, say it out loud, this is my touchstone. When I touch these fingers, I feel this way. This is not a memory. This is a trigger. I touch these fingers and I am immediately filled with Saint Germain abundance energy. This is my Saint Germain abundance touchstone. Great. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so the way it works is, this is what Saint Germain's asking me to tell you, is that when you have your experience and you're going to put something on your deficit list, make sure you get around to it. We'll get that in a second. But in the moment you experience it, okay, in the moment you experience it, don't just go into the cycle of, oh, I can't have it, I don't deserve it, it's not enough, I'm broke, what am I going to do? Don't go into the fear cycle. Be aware that you want to. Be aware that your body is doing that, but don't let your consciousness go there. Instead, acknowledge it. Oh, I'm feeling this way. I see this. Not that this is happening to me. I'm feeling this experience, okay? So you acknowledge the experience. Don't make it a curse. This is happening to you. Just notice what you're feeling. Then, that's number one. Notice what you're feeling. Number two, use your touchstone. Number three, you make a choice. Yes, I'm feeling this way now, but this is my truth. I am connected to Saint Germain. I have abundance. I choose this. And it's going to move you into that new energy. It's a matter of practice. It's just like changing a habit. So that's how that's what Saint Germain asked me to explain how it works for you. The other thing is, if you sign up on the website becomingawesome.one, there will be links below. You can do it for free, okay? Free. There's going to be tools, and one of them is that process that Saint Germain was talking about, the guided process for clearing negative charges. So when you get stuff on your list and you notice it, then you say, okay, this is how I was feeling about it, and do your work as Saint Germain described. What's the belief behind it? What's the core root in me? Then go and use the process and replace it. That's simple. And you'll start to have more assets and less deficits. And guess what? There's also a bunch of free tools for abundance for you to practice. So that's all available. It's at becomingawesome.one. Just sign up at the community membership at the free level. It's all there for you. All right. Thank you so much. Put your comments below. This is a discussion. It's not a one-way street. So let's hear what your abundance experience is, how you're doing. That'd be great. And then please like and subscribe. Super important, super important. If you could share this video, especially if you got friends that are kvetching about how they don't have a lot and stuff, say, hey, here's the access point. There's one way you can start moving to abundance. But the subscribe thing is super important for changing the YouTube algorithm so that more of these messages get out there. Stay blessed, everybody. Bye.